Hello and welcome everyone, I am the Bambi-Eyed Panther and I am back. I have returned to you with an album review of Minions Rise of Gru soundtrack. This might be, hear me out, this might be the best, the absolute best album, soundtrack, piece of music you'll ever hear in your life. Before we get into that, make sure you check out King Tingy and his track, How You Move That. Basically, it's like a G-style funk track. To be honest, I think this is his best, and I've heard quite a handful of his stuff, and this might be his best work right here. So if you're into that, please check it out. Now, back to this. My God. I must say that this right here is probably the greatest ever. It has RZA of Wu-Tang fame. It has Annie Clark, St. Vincent, you know. Great artist. No, really. Great artist. Thundercat, Caroline Polachek, Gary Clark, the man who brought us the Tube Army and other great projects that I can't remember off the top of my head, but I'll probably make a post of that later. But anyway, Phoebe Bridgers, Brockhampton, all these fantastic artists. And they came on here and they did covers of great songs. So for that, I give this an automatic 5-star rating out of 5. That is it. That's all you need to know, and I am gone. Yeah, no. In all seriousness, this is actually pretty disappointing. Honestly. But I wasn't lying about the greatness of those artists. They are great. And that's the disappointing part of this. I went in here thinking it was going to be great based off the guest list because they normally bring some hot shit. But this right here is a covers album. And I didn't know that going into this. So when I heard it for the first time, I was like, oh, okay, this is a covers album. And I listened more, and I'm like, oh, this is a covers album, but it's full of covers by great artists that isn't executed as great as the original. And it's a lot of tracks. Damn. So yeah, I mean, honestly, like, if I could point out some duds here, like Brockhampton's Hollywood Swingin', I feel didn't really bring the bang and charisma and infectious groove, you know what I mean? The impact of it that the original had. It didn't make me want a Hollywood swing, I'll tell you that. Bang Bang, 2 covers are on here, and they're lacking the bang. I'm sorry. They don't really give me that sense of empathy and sense of passion that the original had, and mystique that the original had. And I do feel like Brittany Howard's version of this is raw, mind you. So, Shining Star. I don't know why, but the vocals aren't the best. I'm sorry. And Brittany Howard's a great singer. She's a great singer. But the way it's mixed just I don't know, it just rubs me the wrong way. It doesn't contrast well. It doesn't coalesce well with the production. And it hurts me to say that. But there are some greats on here. This isn't a 0. This isn't a big fat 0 out of 5. No, because Phoebe Bridgers comes through and really brings a very expressive, heartfelt Goodbye to Love, which is as great as the original, for sure. Turn Up the Sunshine, very bright, very colorful, really gives you that like roller rink type vibe, a lot of grooves, very expressive, catchy melodies on here. Great performance from Diana, and Tame Impala did excellent on here as well. And as far as Kali Uchis goes, I think she did a great job on here too. Bring a very passionate, sexy track with, forgive me if I'm butchering the name here, Desafido? We're going with Desafido. And Thundercats Fly Like an Eagle. I think he did fantastic on this. I think he really captured that vibe, that heat that Steve Miller Band had with theirs, with that entrancing yet funk style groove, funk style vibe that the other one had. But the other tracks are just, why? We do get the RZA on here too. We do get the RZA. But it's just an instrumental. It's an instrumental, and not a very good instrumental either. It just sounds very cheesy, very cheap, very not put together. Not very RZA. Not very RZA-like here. I'm going to be honest. And that makes me sad. Because he's produced greats in the past. And then when he came on here, I feel he was just in it for the check. I feel a lot of artists here were just in it for the check. And that kills me. That kills me. Right here in the chest area. And, yeah. And the fucking Minions did a cover of Paul Simon's Cecilia. Why? It's terrible. But yeah, and I'm sorry that this hurts me to say. It really, really hurts me to say. But St. Vincent, great artist, love her, but damn. The robotic vocals just come off so awkward and goofy and doesn't complement Funky Town as well. It doesn't make Funky Town fun. It doesn't. I'm sorry, but it doesn't. And yeah, there's just a lot of duds on here. Some highlights, sure, but mostly a lot of duds. And I get it. It's a soundtrack for mainly children, I think. Or just a family movie, I guess. But still, this could have been a lot better. But it's not. And I'm sad. And it's hot. And yeah. A track list of fantastic artists. And a fantastic producer, too. Jack Antonoff. Had a hand in this. And normally he brings gold. But instead, he brought trash. Well, I mean, not all of it was trash, but as a majority, it was pretty much throwaway. So yeah, not a very pleasant album experience. And I would give this, unfortunately, 4 out of 5. 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 4 2 out of 5 stars. And it hurts me to say, because I do enjoy these artists. I was looking forward to this too. I was actually anticipating on putting this in my top 10. It could have beat out my top 10 that I had already, or top 15. But no, it didn't. But if you've checked this out, how'd you feel? Did you feel good? Did you feel bad? Let me know in the comments. Until next time, the Bambi-Eyed Panther will return.